You know, maybe we shouldn't be fighting the aliens. What? So, if the intro didn't give it away, our biggest threat is right in front of you. Us. So, before you click off the video, because it's not some terrifying looking alien, I know I can convince you by the end of this that things are not exactly as they seem in Helldivers. This video is going to be broken into 3 chapters, going over in-game hints, talking about the players themselves, and then in the end, we're going to reveal how the devs are working against us in real time, which was pretty crazy to learn about, so I'm excited to tell you about it, but without further ado, let's get into it.
Bots remind me of the cyborgs from the Great Galactic War. You know what happened to them, right? 100 years of rehabilitation in the mines of Cyberstan.
So this chapter is mostly going to be in-game dialogues that we're going to look a little deeper into. For example, the one you just heard is disturbing, obviously, because we haven't seen the automatons do anything wrong. But our goal is to take over their homeworlds and then throw them into labor mines for quote-unquote re-education. Let alone that Super Earth did this to another alien race 100 years ago on top of it.
Even though the First Galactic War ended almost 100 years ago, we're still enjoying the freedom those heroes fought and died for. Maybe in another 100 years, our descendants will be doing the same.
On the surface, it sounds like she's saying in 100 years they'll be enjoying what we accomplished in this war, but if you look a little deeper, I get the implication that in 100 years, they'll still be fighting Galactic War 3 for the same reasons we're fighting number 2, for no real benefit, but at least we can vote to change that, right?
I hear a new voting algorithm is coming soon. Supposed to have even better candidate selection than the current one.
Oh, so we vote based on an algorithm that picks our candidates, so we have zero say if we go to war or not, and we'll keep doing so forever. That doesn't sound like it's working for us, but at least this girl's working conditions are probably okay, huh?
There's no day-night cycle on board these ships. I like to imagine it's always morning, with a whole day of defending freedom left ahead of me.
Okay, so she works 24/7, and her coping strategy is to pretend every day, every second is a new work day. So, yeah, not very good working conditions either for a super democracy, but at least she probably had a good childhood, right?
Super Earth had proudly built. Now they're going to find out just how hard every man, woman, and child over 7 will work to stop them.
So, I think you get the point. I don't really need to even explain that one, but Super Earth plans on making us fight forever from the age of 7 all the way until an alien bug eats you or a Terminator blows your head off. So, it makes me wonder if eventually in the game, I know it's satire, but if we'll have like a Civil War campaign or something, but I think Chapter 1 is a good way to show you that Super Earth is at least not our friend. Now, because this game is so over the top, the community has really gotten into following that to a T. For example, the other day I was playing a level on Creek, and I was just watching a group of automatons march, literally just to see where they're going and see if I could sneak past them, and a teammate threw a napalm strike directly at my feet, killed me and the robots, and then said I should have been shooting and not looking. And I'll admit it was pretty funny, but I've never played a game where people were like that. But, for example, I saw a TikTok the other day where an automaton and the guy playing were just staring at each other, not doing anything, and I'm going to show you a couple of comments from that. Helldiver, you better not be sympathizing with the enemy. Your hesitation will be documented. Thought crime shall not go unpunished. Mercy is treason, soldier. Your hesitation will be documented. It was hard to say all that with a straight face. Again, this is really funny and part of the reason I love the community for this game, but yeah, these people would definitely shoot me in the back if I tried to go against the corrupt Super Earth government. But as you can see, the whole forced democracy thing is in full effect. It's fun, again, but yeah, so we have actual Super Earth to contend with, we have our other player base to contend with, and this next chapter is going to show you we really have no chance of winning. So, chapter 3 is about the Game Master, so I don't really have anything to show for this, but I think this is the most interesting part of the video. So, look, the devs have basically said that they're for us and against us. So, I don't know if you've ever seen the Hunger Games, but in the Hunger Games, I mean, if you haven't seen it, I feel like everyone's seen it. 24 people basically like fight to the death in an arena, and they have a game master, right? And this game master can throw in like wild animals or like fires or natural disasters, and the point is to keep it interesting for the people watching it. And the Helldivers 2 devs admitted that they actually have a team of game masters watching us play live that influence our battles and what we're doing. So if that sounds crazy to you, it sounded crazy to me too, but they confirmed it. So there's actually a team of people sitting there watching you when you load into these planets, and if they think you're doing really bad, maybe they'll throw you a hell bomb or like some kind of stratagem you can use that you didn't have. But most of the time, like let's say we're fighting on a level on Creek and there's a bunch of squads and they're doing really well, they might decide, well, why don't we send 10 tanks at every single group of players that's doing really well and see how they do after that? Or what if we send in 5 dropships onto the objective before they even get there to make things a little more interesting? So I don't know if you've experienced it, but if you've ever sat there and you're like, wow, things are going really well for me, we got everything clear, and then it seems like 5,000 or like a million automatons or bugs just came out of nowhere, you can thank the devs for that, because they're watching you play and thinking of ways to make it even more difficult for you. So it'll be interesting to see what happens as time goes on, because they didn't expect this many players to be on the game. So what they're doing right now is less of individual games like they planned, and they'll go to like a campaign or a part of the map where a lot of people are playing and use data from that entire collection of players to decide who gets messed up, who gets shit on a little bit extra. But it's really interesting, because I wonder with all the new players if they're going to hire more people for that. And I know it's off topic from the video, but that would be a really fun job, to just sit there and mess with people playing Helldivers 2. But yeah, so if Super Earth itself wasn't enough, if a player base who's ready to shoot you in the back for even saying one minor positive thing about the enemy, so the actual devs have an entire team of people to make your life harder, just for the sake of being entertaining. So it'll be interesting to see if they ever fit that in lore-wise, or if anything ever happens with that. But yeah, that is the quote-unquote secret hidden faction. It's us. It's the Helldivers. It's Super Earth. So I don't know if they'll ever do anything with it. They said they changed their plan for the game now that it's popped off so much. So I got my fingers crossed. I think a Civil War arc like that would be really cool, so hopefully they throw that in. But thank you so much for watching, and if you stuck around to the end, I appreciate you. So on this channel, I usually narrate scary stories, but I'm going to start doing more of videos like this. So I have one coming up next week where I'm going to talk about why the new Conjuring movie is not going to be scary. If you think I'm wrong, watch it and tell me if you still think I'm wrong. But I also did another one on Helldivers 2 last week, so check that out if you haven't. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.